Traverse Town. A once bustling town, known for its colorful lights, quirky architecture, and an open acceptance of strangers. Recently, despite already being the last hope for many refugees of the ongoing crisis, this city was the target of an assault by a wave of Heartless. But how is the local economy after recent events left the people here scared? We're here in person to do an employment survey to find out. Alright, here we are. Live from Traverse Town. Luckily, the Bureau sent out a request for the people to gather here in the first district. I can't imagine that it's everyone, just because, like, mail delivery is gonna be really hard with the crisis that everyone's facing currently. You know, with the Heartless attacking and worlds being destroyed and whatnot. I can't imagine this to be a very calm time at the moment. But for now, we'll just talk to everyone here in the plaza. We'll move on to the businesses in this area as well, and after that, we'll just see if we can find some stragglers, someone out and about. Maybe someone needs help. You know, we'll be looking around for all of that. Let's first actually approach this little guy. Only one walking around. What you got? So this Moogle is telling us about the fact that he and his friends live on the upper story of the accessory store. Now, I don't know if he also works there, but he does talk about the view there, and he is trying to get us to move there. So I would almost say that this guy, maybe, you know, being right at the start of the town, right in front of the main gate of all things, maybe he is kind of like a running advertisement. And Moogles are known to be hard workers. Like, he said that his friends upstairs can help me make accessories, powerful artifacts. So yeah, I would say he's part of their work group. And that means this little guy, our first try, we got employment. Looking good. Let's just take this kid here next, because he's right here. So, this kid is saying something about, like, that we defeated some giant armor or something. That must be one of the Heartless. Well, considering that this child or teen is, you know, still able to be so excited about the local news and, you know, not think about any work or whatnot, I would almost say that this guy counts as unemployed. But here's the thing. Children are kind of in a special situation. So my judgment will be working kids employed, not working kids don't come on the record. And with that, this guy, I guess, isn't unemployed, but non-applicable. Alright. Who do we have here? It would make sense if she is working. However, it does seem she seems to be a bit of a downer about her world being destroyed. And on top of that, she's a little worried that this one might be destroyed too. So I'm not sure if she is working here or not. But given the direct association, I will just say that she probably works here. This would mark her employed. What is his deal? He's saying many people have lost their place and came here. So I would assume that he was here from the beginning, maybe one of the first to, well, or maybe just someone who lived here before the current incidents were going on. He is posted right next to a gate that was leading to District 3. This district was locked prior, from what I've heard. Recently, the key was lost and retrieved. But his involvement in all of this leads me to believe that he is very likely employed. Right, from what I can tell, last but potentially not least, we have this guy here. Let's see what he has to say. Alright, well, he is worried about the local Dalmatian puppies. That doesn't say much about his employment status though, and he does talk about how money is the only thing that matters to him, or rather to anyone in this town. It does sound like something a worker would say, but I don't think he's associated with the accessory store or any other place here, and he is not wherever he would be working, so my current working theory is simply that this person used to run a shop, but in the attack, this shop was either ruined, taken over, destroyed, or otherwise made inaccessible to him or his original customers. So until the crisis is resolved, this might be our first case of unemployment. Having to mark down people who lost their, marking down people who lost their job due to tragedy feels kind of unfair, but that's sort of the point of this. How well is the city coping? Oh well. Let's move on to the stores for now. Alright, what do we have here? I assume this is the nephew's shop. You can clearly see that these are children. The other person that we've interviewed before were teens, or at least they look that way. Maybe the difference between races here is throwing off my judgment a little bit, but these seem exceptionally young to run a shop. But take a look around here, they do seem to own the place, and if we go to talk to some of them, yeah, they're just straight to the point. They want to ensure we have the best business experience. They've handpicked everything on the shelves. They carry only the best, they say. And admittedly, look, they've got bananas. What are those? Apples. We got potentially potatoes. Or there's maybe peaches, the pink one. I mean, a lot of these are just shapes. You guys are selling shapes. But in this world, I know that is as good as real food. So, yeah. Okay, well, right now we have the blue one, I guess, in charge of, head of sales. From our brief talk, the green one here is in charge of cleaning. And what is the red one's duty? Okay, he's here for his he's here to finance his own adventuring. But if he's trying to finance something, to me that just means that all three of these children are seriously employed. The most serious employment we've seen so far. Sometimes makes you wonder. I mean, some of the adults here are much more lackadaisical about the actual problems that we're facing than these children. They seem to keep the society afloat. Even as, not a customer, but a service worker, they still had everything we needed. We find ourselves next in the accessory shop. Maybe this is the gizmo shop as well that we were told about. Maybe not. Some people consider accessories gizmos. I really appreciate the design of this place. We've got a nice customer area. You've got a big, nice, warm indoor, like fireplace. He also has these wonderful little displays for his customers to check out various accessories, of course, that he makes. I'm particularly partial to this display case here. I truly appreciate a good, display, a attention to detail, providing a good experience. I can appreciate those extra talents, like the extra work that went in. Even in those hard times, we have like an extremely rare crystal on display. We got nice lights. We have, we're putting work in. And this right here must be the proprietor of this establishment. Good day, sir. What can you tell us about this place? Oh, there's been disappearances and weird noises. Ugh. Oh, well, it is, I guess, as a jewel shop in essentially a civil-like crisis. You're not gonna be safe from monsters or the monstrous greed of humanity. But, despite the existential dread that provides us with, I would personally say that this man is employed. Now, here we find ourselves in the 2nd district. This place, from what I was told, is mostly evacuated. It's a shame to see, really. It's a beautiful place. We, personally have to call attention to the wonderful stained glass window panes on the gizmo shop, I believe. I was corrected by a local. Apparently this over there is the gizmo shop. And yeah, the City of Lights does not falter. It is truly beautiful here. because we're not gonna meet anyone out and about, let's start looking at places of potential residence, even if temporary. In crisis situations, sometimes hotels find themselves being repurposed, into temporary or permanent places for refugees. They're semi-permanent, but places where refugees can actually spend their time in safety. Now, it doesn't seem like this is the case in this place. In fact, the hotels are exceedingly empty, which is sad because they're very pretty, but also very understandable if you're dealing with the threat of death and murder. Coming out of the hotel, we are a little sad to say that we did not meet anyone inside there. No guests, no owners. They all must have ran, or well, let's hope they ran. Looking at the Gizmos shop, this place, well, there's also no people here, but it is a sight to behold. And I believe the name makes sense, because I could not tell you the first thing what anything here does. It is a almost Mario Party minigame-esque looking world, and I guess as an amusement park, this might be a nice place. Personally, I would love to go there in, like, for example, an experience or as a guided tour. I personally think that would be very fun, but sadly everything's closed. Truly the worst. Whoa! Hey there, buddy. We don't need to fight or anything, right? Meeting a man in the alleyway in an abandoned location, all cool, leaned against the wall, huh? Well, I mean, I am here to talk to everyone. I guess that would include potential criminals, so let's see what we have on our hands here. We had a little talk, and this man here, named Leon, apparently, is part of some kind of resistance. He is a fighter. He could have robbed me, but he is more here to protect this house, apparently. This is where the stray dogs that we've heard about are taking refuge. And he is just making sure the good boys are having a good time. And that not only makes him employed, but also an extremely good human being. They're crazy. You meet someone in the alleyway, and you don't get robbed. You get new appreciation for life. Not what I imagined my Wednesday to be like, but sometimes work is uplifting. It seems that almost none of them have been brought back so far. They did load up on wine, though, so whenever the owners get back, they have a good time at least. Or they have enough to drink to forget about the tragic loss of their 100 or so dogs. Let's hope that the local recovery effort is in fact going to provide some needed closure for the owners. We have ourselves a back alley here. Not unlike the one that I thought I would get stabbed in, but an empty one this time, without stabbing potential. I guess that's an upgrade in some ways. The third district that we just entered appears to be kind of, I guess, a party, a plaza, maybe a town hall type of plaza, depending what the large building behind it is. Even though these doors look more like storage units, actually. But some kind of town square, I would like to say. Again, void of people. Sadly, we do not get the luxury of interviewing more individuals out here. I believe we've found everyone. I will of course keep a watchful eye, to ensure that we are direct and efficient. Well, confusing maps aside, we are in fact probably out of people, but let's just check the last place, just to be sure. Okay guys, I just stumbled upon something strange. There's this humongous volcano-like crater cave. It was just hidden behind a door, in the third district. It would appear that our enumerator is going to have to, hop, skip, and a jump his way over there, but we will reconnect with them, after this endeavor. Okay, now closing in on the premise. I know I said I want to go anywhere required, but this is a little sketchy. The main entrance is boarded shut, but on a brisk walk around, we see that there is a covered up secondary entrance broken out from the brick formation like this. It's pretty crazy. Okay, well, let's enter. Okay, guys, I just entered that house and mm, there was like this old guy and a woman. I think they're like a pair or something, but I'm not sure. He asked me if I want to learn magic. Show me magic, and then I don't remember a whole lot. I think they said they work for the king. I'll stay employed. I don't want to go back there, please. Oh God. I'm still recovering from the hangover, but I think this is it for me for today. I think I talked to everyone relevant here, and I don't think I'm in a good condition to keep working anyway. I'll just head over. I'll just go back, get a nice gummy ship ride back to the office, hand them my recordings, and I don't know, take a nap or something. Welcome to this official press conference about the employment situation summary as reported by the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Today's report is about Traverstown, and I was told to preamble this with the fact that this is a special report. Since Traverstown is currently under attack, we just did a census with all of those who we could locate and confirm. At the time of the investigation, multiple locations were sealed off, including what appeared to be the sewers and the second story of the accessory shop in District 1. For the Mughals upstairs of said shop at least, we know they are employed as craftsmen as well. However, we do not know how many there are, and our enumerator was unable to talk to them personally, so we sadly cannot count them in the statistic. During the enumeration, there were multiple vacant houses along the way, and the large dog sanctuary building must have its owners somewhere. The Bureau hopes they are okay. That said, the Bureau of Labor Statistics is now going to proceed with the program as usual. Now presenting the employment situation, Traverstown. Total service payroll employment is at 11 persons and unemployment is at 9%, the Bureau of Labor Statistics reported today. While many people lost their lives or fled the town, the Bureau remains hopeful at the sight of many able-bodied individuals moving in and through Traverstown. Some staying to help the locals and settle in, others help indirectly by spending money in affected businesses. An individual our enumerator spoke to by the name of Leon demonstrates this nicely, as he came from another world as well, but found refuge in Traverstown and subsequently adopted a job position in local security. The only person interviewed who doesn't count in our survey was a kid who was too young to be required to work. However, it is also to note that Traverstown is no stranger to child labor. Especially in these hard times, out of the working force accounted for, at least 30% of employed persons were children, and it is uncertain how old the interviewed Mughal were. The number of non-working persons is low, at exactly 1 in our survey, and this only seems to be the case because they were previously employed but lost their position or business due to an attack of heartless and general uncertainties regarding the issue. It is easy to imagine that more unaccounted for persons in Traverstown struggle with this fate. 9% unemployment ties Traverstown with the real country of Kyrgyzstan, and thus tying for the 111th place ranked by unemployment rate. This is just under triple the unemployment rate of Germany at 3.29% in 2024. This data comes from a direct survey conducted by the BLS over 4 days. And that is the report. Okay. Well, thank you for listening, first of all. But let's also thank you for watching this video. The very first on this channel. I'm very excited to work on this, and this was a long and intense learning process between the 2 videos I'm editing simultaneously for my first project. I have them done, and I'm excited. So go check out the other video I'm making currently, or any other on the channel. I thank you so much for giving me a chance, and I hope to improve a lot. And yeah, with that, I guess goodbye. Maybe subscribe. I don't know, if you wanna. Bye bye.